everyone, welcome to the Yarn and You Girl podcast. I'm Janine, also known as Yarn and You Girl, and this is my channel where I talk about all the knitting and crochet and cross stitch and sewing that I am doing. It's mostly knitting around here these days, but every once in a while you'll see a smattering of those other crafts. So thank you so much for joining me today. It's March 18th, and if you are new to the channel, checking it out for the first time, thank you so much for coming over and spending a little bit of time with me. I hope that you enjoy what you see. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with me again. I appreciate it so much. I love the relationships that I have made through this channel and just the community that we have here. So I truly enjoy spending a little bit of my time with you guys every couple weeks, just kind of sharing my inspirations and crafts and craziness. So anyway, like I said, today is March 18th. It has been a couple weeks since I podcast last. The last time I was on was right before my show in Puyallup, which was the sewing exposition, and it was at the State Fairgrounds. It was a big success. I had so much fun. I was exhausted, of course, because, you know, you're just going all day long. I saw some really great people, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. I had an amazing time and just, yeah, couldn't have been happier. So I'm looking forward to doing it again next year. And I'm also looking at, I made some connections, so I'm looking at more venues possibly in the upcoming months. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. I have no shop news or updates or anything like that today. There will be some stuff going into the shop later, some coveted hat kits that I created that are not currently in the shop inventory, so I'll post those on Instagram most likely first, just to kind of show you what they are and then get them up in the shop. If you're looking for me anyway on Instagram, it's at yarnandew, that's EWE, and I am also on Ravelry as Yarn and You Girl. Sometimes on Facebook. I'm not really good at Facebook. I'm really confused by Facebook these days, and I don't know. I don't know if it's just me or not. So they've changed things so much over there that I get a little lost when I go on there, which maybe makes me kind of speaks to my age or something. Maybe you know, as we get older, we don't learn new tricks as easily, or we don't adapt as easily. So, yeah. Anyway, Facebook's got me confused. So I'm really on Instagram mostly. So if you need to get a hold of me, if you have a question, you can always ask me a question through YouTube here or on my Instagram or Ravelry account, because I do check those things regularly. And yeah, so I have some finished objects. I have a couple new things. Yeah, I guess one new thing that is a finished object that you guys haven't seen at all because I just crazy busted it out. But first, let's talk about the sweater that I'm wearing, because this is my new sweater pattern. You guys have seen me working on it. I am really, really pleased with how it turned out. The yarn is Brooklyn Tweed in the Loft base, which is their fingering base. It's a woolen spun yarn. It's really lightweight, kind of nubby. The way it's spun, it's not like a worsted spun yarn where it's very smooth. It's got a lot of texture to it and a lot of depth in the color. The color is tartan. And I am just super happy with the way that this sweater turned out. So I'm going to move my chair back. I don't want to bang into my cabinets here, but I want to kind of show you guys, see if I can get a full body shot of the sweater, at least the bottom part of it. So I think it turned out really great. The neckline is not exactly the way that I was hoping it would be. I envisioned kind of like a looser cowl that sort of draped. I think my problem was how quickly I increased here to make the drape. I maybe needed to increase a little bit more quickly, but I like how this one turned out. It's sort of like a wide mock turtleneck not really a full tight turtleneck, and so I do really love how it turned out. It's extremely warm, very comfortable. There's not, like, I don't feel restricted in it at all. I don't feel itchy. Like, I thought that this might be a little bit itchy for me. It's not at all. It's really, really comfortable. So I'm looking forward to making another one and getting it written up. I still have not started on the write-up of the pattern. It's going to take me a little bit of time, I think. My regular life has gotten a little bit more chaotic. At my workplace, they've been cutting down hours so much, which is fine with me. I didn't want to work a lot of hours anyway, but they've cut back so much that now I'm actually working more hours because they don't have enough people to fill the spaces. So I'm working more than I wanted to. Usually I was doing about 20 hours a week. Now I'm averaging anywhere from 24 to 32 hours a week. So it's really kind of cut into some of my yarn dyeing time, design time. And while that's fine for now, I don't know if I can manage that for too terribly long. My real life job is a bit stressful and a bit draining. So I really enjoy the outlet that I have with my creative job or work or whatever you want to call it. And not having as much of that, it might end up taking a toll on me. So we'll have to see how it pans out. I'm hoping that it's just a temporary situation and that, you know, I'll be able to go back to my 20 hours and, you know, be able to find time for all the other stuff. So things might be slow going, but this is definitely in the works. I was going to plan on working on it a little bit today, but I also have taxes to do, which, oh, nobody likes taxes, right? I usually put them off until the very, very last minute, but I can't put them off too much longer because we do them ourselves, and so it takes a little bit of time, you know, to put them all in and everything. So anyway, this might get put on the back burner for just a little bit more, but I am so in love with it. I just want to wear it all the time. However, the weather right now has gotten beautiful in the last week. It went from freezing and a little bit of like light snow, and now we're into like 60 to 70 degrees for weather, and bright and sunny and clear, and it's just gorgeous out there right now. So I'm braving it today with the sweater. It might not last very long. Might have to change my outfit, but that's okay. For you guys, it's comfortable in here and you get to see it, and I'm really, really happy again with the way that it turned out. I don't have a name for it yet. I haven't kind of figured that out. I used a US 3 needle, which is I think a 2.75 millimeter, I think. I'm not 100% sure. On the body, and then a 1, which is a 2.25 millimeter on the neckline, the cuffs, on the arms, and the base as well. It is knit from the top down, and then you pick up the sleeves and work the sleeves down, and then obviously pick up the neckline. So you do the neckline last. But anyway, that's my new sweater, and I've worn it so many times now. It's like all I want to wear. And then I've also got another finished object, which I've been wearing like crazy, and you guys haven't even seen this at all, but at the Puyallup show, let me see if I can find the yarn. Oh, it rolled. Down the way, the Sew Expo last year, the Makers Mercantile was there. They are out of Seattle, I believe. I'm not 100% sure where their storefront is, but they were there. They I had originally gone to their booth at Vogue Knitting Live a couple years ago, or maybe it was a year, I don't even remember at this point, but you know, a while back. And they had a lot of like sewing kits. They do yarn, they have yarn and knitting patterns and notions and a lot of different things. And they happened to carry some Zaberballs there, and they had done up a shift cowl with the Zaberballs. The shift is by Andrea Mowry. It's a cowl that kind of looks like a shawl, like you put it over your neck, but it has like that deep triangle in the front, so it looks like you've wrapped a shawl around your neck, but you don't have to worry about where the pieces go or whether it's going to slide off or pin it or anything like that. So they had used these Zaberballs, and the Zaberballs, if you're familiar with them, they're barber pole spun yarns, and they shift in color. So like this is one of them. It looks like that. And they, you know, change throughout. You never really know what you're going to get. So they had done their 3 colors with the Zaberball, and I like the barber pole because the original pattern uses spin cycle yarn, I believe, and hers are spun barber pole style as well. And so you get a little bit of the same kind of look with these. These are fingering weight though, not sport weight, which is I think what the pattern called for. But with the needle size, which is a US 5, like my gauge came out just fine, and the cowl fits great. So I used these 3 colors, which this yellow color like wasn't even like in the works when I first picked it up. You know, it was more like these maroon colors, the maroon and the greens and stuff here. This was my A, my color A. This is my color B, and then this was my color C. And the cool thing about this is I have all this yarn left over, and I'm going to make another one. I'm just going to alternate the color choice. So like I actually thought I'd make this A, and then the lighter one B, and then C will be this last one here, and you get like a whole different look out of it. So we'll have to see how that goes, but I think I have enough yarn actually to do that. So let me show you the finished object. She has you do a I-cord bind off, and my I-cord bind off I did a little tight on this one, which kind of bums me out, but there's no way I'm undoing it because I don't even know, but I-cord bind offs take years. It feels like years to finish them off. So I'm not going to take it out. I'm just going to deal with it. It rolls just a little bit, which isn't that huge of a deal, but let me show you the finished shift. And I loved how it turned out. I love that I've got a little bit of these greens here, and then you've got the blues and the oranges. And it looks so cool on, and I've gotten so many compliments wearing it. So let me throw it on over my sweater here. Oh, it actually goes really nice with my sweater, guys. Check it out. Oh, it's so cozy though. It's so cozy. It goes really, really well. I love all the colors and all the wild bits. So super fun pattern. It is a pay-for pattern by Andrea Mowry. She's got a couple different versions now where she uses this type of, I think it's a slip stitch technique, and I just really, really liked the way it worked out. So I started this the Sunday of the Sew Expo, which was March 2nd, I think, was that Sunday? I can't remember exactly. No, it would have been March 3rd. March 3rd was the Sunday. And I finished it last Sunday. So I think I took like two weeks to do it. So it didn't take that long. It kept my interest the whole time because the colors were always changing. And I really liked that about this cowl. So, and the Zaberball, they're not cheap. I kind of was thinking that they'd be cheap. They're not. They're $30 a ball is what these turned out to be, which kind of a lot, you know, for a commercial yarn. But I'll get 2 out of these, so I'm not worried about that at all. It didn't bother me, but it just surprised me when I went to buy it. So if you're looking at the Zaberballs, you know, they aren't cheap, but the color combinations and the fun that you get, totally worth it, I think. So anyway, love the shift cowl. I will probably be making another one, maybe as a gift. The yarn is kind of rustic though, so I think about the people in my life that I could gift things to, and my sister can't handle wool very much at all. Anything scratchy, she gets a little, you know, sensitive to, which I get. I totally get. I'm not saying anything. It's just makes me sad because the stuff I work with sometimes, it's beautiful, and I would like to share some of it with her. If I made a second one, I would love to give her one. I think she would really like it, but I don't think she'd be able to wear it because of the content of the yarn. I think the Zaberballs are 75% wool and 25% polyamide or something like that. So definitely rustic style sock yarn or fingering weight yarn, but super fun, and so many compliments on it. So that is very, very cool. I have got, so that's all for finished objects. I had started a pair of socks. I'm going to rip them out with some of my yarn at the show because I needed something to kind of keep my hands busy, but I'm not interested in making the socks. So I'm just going to rip them out and do something else with the yarn. So I'm not even going to show you guys that. But my other works in progress are, I've been switching back and forth between two currently. And so I picked back up my Vertices Unite. So this is one of them. And this is Vertices Unite by Stephen West. I am still on section 3, I think. But I'm just getting to the decrease portion of section 3. So just trying to get this all organized so I can show it to you guys. I dropped it. So that is what I have so far. So this is section 3, where you pick up in between these two wedges and you work this way. And I've just finished getting to the very end of this longer wedge where I've attached it, and now I'm working on decreasing into another triangle, like right here. So this has been really fun. It's kind of the easy knit that I work on when I don't want to think about things, and that's like one of the go-to things I've been doing now. The yarn that I have for this is a bunch of different companies. The purple is DogStar Knits in the Snozberry colorway. My light color, this is Hula Hut yarns in the apple blossom color, and this is just a super light mint with little flecks, like very lightly speckled. I have this light blue, that is also Hula Hut yarns in sea glass. I have Mad Science yarn. This is Electromagnetic. And Jubilee, which is the colorway of this one, is called Jubilee, and that's junk yarn. And so I'm really happy with the way these are coming out. I really like the color combinations. It's definitely soft and fun, and I'm having a good time making that project. So that is Vertices Unite by Stephen West, and that is being housed in my scrappy thread, like woolly, fleecy bag, which I love this bag so much. I think I have 2 of them now. So that's being housed in that. And then I just got, my next work in progress is a crochet project. And I just got my pom-pom quarterly. You guys, I know you've seen this sweater. Oh, it's all like, it's the crocheted flower top. I think it's called Water, let me see. Water Clover. Let me find a good picture of it here for you. It's a crocheted top, which I thought was really cool because I haven't seen a lot of crochet in the pom-pom in any, in any knitting magazines really. So it's that crochet top. You've all seen it. I know it's all over the internet. Everybody's talking about it. So I'm like, I'm going to make this. It's beautiful. It is done. She's doing it in or the pattern calls for a sport, I believe. Yeah, sport weight, 60% cotton, 40% linen. It's a Kelborn Woolens. I happen to have a Hempathy by Elsbeth Lavold, and I was using this for another sweater that I was making out of pom-poms, like maybe spring or summer issue last year. But I didn't like the way, like, I got the front panel done and that was gorgeous, and then I was picking up stitches and having to just knit back and forth, and my gauge would just get really loose on some of the rows, and it just, it bugged me so much. So I was contemplating ripping it out and starting over, but then I thought, you know, I have all this yarn I bought and this is a beautiful color, and why don't I use this for that water clover top? So the pattern also calls for a 1.25 millimeter hook, which has got to be like an A maybe. I have no idea, but really small. So I'm actually using a 2.5 millimeter hook, which also really small. It's a C, I think, is the US thing. And my yarn, the Hempathy, is actually a DK weight. But I I chained the stitches, and I'm doing the second size, and I joined in the round, and then I kind of looked at it to see if I thought that would fit well, because, you know, you can actually kind of see how big it is. So I think it's going to fit fine, which I haven't made a crochet top ever. But this is how far I've gotten. It's not very far. It takes a really long time to get through the rows, but gosh, look at how gorgeous that is. And that's going to be so, so beautiful. And the reason it's taking me a long time to get through the rows is because it's really small hook. There's lots of stitches, and the yarn is a little difficult to maneuver a bit. It's sticky because it's got that, I think the Hempathy is a hemp cotton, let me see, modal or something like that. It's hemp, cotton, yeah, and modal, or however we say that. So it sticks a little bit, and it splits a little bit. Like, I have to be really careful when I'm pulling my hook through that I'm not splitting the yarn. Plus, I'm just getting into the pattern so I'm starting to kind of feel like it's intuitive, but I'm still having to reference the book a lot, make sure that I know what I'm doing so I don't make any mistakes. But so far it's turning out really well. It has you join your chain at the base when you start, and it talks about not twisting the chain. Well, it's hard to make your chain, like, join it without really twisting it, because you don't have anything holding that chain kind of stiff like you would when you were knitting on a cable. You get that, like, that cable kind of holds it in place, and you can kind of orient your stitches so that you don't twist them when you end up joining for working in the round. Well, it's a little bit difficult with chaining, I found. That could be just me. And I thought that I hadn't twisted it, but I did end up twisting it. So I just kind of, instead of undoing it when I got that second row around, I just sort of like fudged it as best I could. And so on the base here, there's a little bit at the bottom, like when you first joined, you can see the twist a little bit, but I don't care that much, and it doesn't bother me. I don't think it looks bad. So this is Water Clover. The author of this one is Catepillan. I'm not sure how to say that. But it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous sweater. I'm so looking forward to having something like this for over dresses or, you know, just pretty much whatever. So super, super cute. Very excited. I think my gauge is about right. My height gauge might be a little off. I'm supposed to do 2 more repeats and then like start the armholes, and I'm thinking that might not be long enough, so I might do a 3rd repeat. We'll have to see. I'm sure I have plenty of yarn for the sweater, so I've got like 7 balls of that, and the color is Paris green, I believe. Yeah, Paris green. So that is the other one I've been working on. So I kind of flip between the Vertices Unite and the Water Clover, just depending on how I'm feeling in the morning. Usually I do a lot of my work in the morning when I first get up. I get up pretty early, and I do that because I want to get up and knit or crochet when it's quiet in the house. So my routine is I get up, I like my caffeinated beverage, and then I just sit on the couch and knit or crochet in the quiet for an hour, just about an hour. And then I get up and get my, you know, workout gear on or whatever, and then like do my workout and then go on with the rest of my day. So it kind of helps like keep me grounded. I love that part of my morning. I don't even mind getting up early. I just love that quiet, knowing that I'm going to have uninterrupted time that I've set aside for me. And I will get up pretty early some mornings, depending on my shift. Like if I work an open shift at the pharmacy, have to be there at 8:45. So typically I'll get up at like 4:30 on those days because I want to knit for an hour. My workout might take it anywhere from half an hour to an hour. And then I got to get ready for the day and make my lunch and, you know, look presentable and stuff. So I need that extra time, but I don't even mind getting up that early to do my little time. I don't feel normal if I can't have that hour. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but I'm definitely like that. So that is all I've got for works in progress. I'm holding this one in that kitchen clutter bag, which, oh my gosh, by the way, I am in love with this bag. And I said last time I didn't think it would fit a sweater. I actually had this sweater in here and it fit fine. And I was quite surprised. So it's shallow, but it's so wide that it fit that sweater so well. And I love the inside of this. I love this orange plaid. I love how soft her waxed canvas is. Like it feels, it's so soft. It's not stiff. It's not, doesn't give you like a weird residue. I really, really like this bag a lot. I kind of wish it had a little bit bigger handle so I could put it over my arm, but you know, whatever. Other than that, I can always just like, you know, throw these guys over my arm, you know, when I'm working, and that's fine too. But yeah, I really, really like this bag, so I've been using it for the water clover project. So I showed you guys my acquisitions from the Sew Expo from Makers Mercantile. When I was there on Saturday, I had some visitors. I had Stephanie and Rebecca stop by. They were there like the whole day, I think, shopping with their mom. So they are the Mean Girls. They have a knitting podcast as well, and they are so much fun. And we've hung out a couple different times and just had a really, really good time. They stopped by, and then Chip and Aaron from Fiber Hustle stopped by as well because Chip's a big sewer and he was looking for some quilting stuff, and you know, Aaron knits, crochets, and does all that stuff. So they stopped by, and I think the last hour or so on Saturday, we just, you know, nobody got into my booth because it was not just them, but then my friend Naomi, who I did not expect at all to show up. She used to knit with me here in Vancouver. We had a little knitting group that met up on Tuesdays, and she retired, and her husband kind of, you know, went off and did the RV camping thing and stuff. And so she showed up and surprised me because she's been living up on the peninsula area, I think, of Washington, and she drove in, and so she hung out with me quite a bit that day. So Saturday was so much fun because I got to see all sorts of people, and we all hung out for about the last hour of the show, which usually the last hour of the show is pretty slow anyway. But if you had wanted to get in my booth on Saturday, there would have been no way. We were just kind of like standing in front of it and blocking all access and laughing and being loud and having way too much fun. So I really appreciated everyone, all of you guys stopping by. It was awesome. It really made my weekend. It made, you know, that day so much fun. So thanks guys for visiting with me. Hopefully Stephanie and Rebecca will be doing a podcast soon. I haven't seen anything from them in a while, but hopefully they'll be doing a podcast soon, and you guys will all get to catch up with them as well. And I know Chip and Aaron are pretty good about kind of keeping up on their stuff. There's a lot of quilting going on in Chip's world, and a lot of knitting and crochet in Aaron's, and they always are fun to watch. So definitely check them out there on YouTube, both of those guys. I also got, a while back, I bought the Clark and Elle March movie yarn club. It was based off of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and I was scrolling through my Instagram feed, you know, and found she was advertising it, and she had said something about, you know, get in one lucky, you know, somebody who buys this yarn of the month or whatever could win a bunch of yarn. So I was like, well, that sounds cool. You know, even if I don't win a bunch of yarn, like, I like her yarn, and I'm sure like anything Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory will be cool. So I bought a skein, and I got notification like a week or so ago about my package being shipped in the mail, and I was super excited. And I was thinking, I had totally forgot about the contest that she had done, or the drawing that she was going to do. And when it showed up in my at my house, it was like this giant package. And I was thinking, what the heck? Like, I just ordered one skein, and then I thought, well, maybe, you know, I don't know, maybe that's like the only size of box she had, or maybe she sent something, you know, for the podcast or whatever. I don't know. I don't know if she watches or not, but I was very like intrigued, and I opened the package, and she had a little note in there, and it turns out that she did random number generator, and I won the grand prize, all the yarn. And oh my gosh, it is like crazy amounts of yarn. So I'm going to show you guys the one thing I bought, and it's really beautiful, and I can't wait to use it, and it's really washing out right here. But it's this like fluorescent purple pinky color, and it's on an 80 superwash merino, 20% nylon. It's called Dreamers of Dreams, and it's this just gorgeous, vibrant, bright, I can't quite get the color right on here, but super pretty color. This is what was the movie color of the month. And then she sent these 3 skeins, which I haven't really even busted in to see like close up, but I really like this color a lot. It is also on the 80. Oh no, this one is 100% superwash merino, and this one's called Impressionist, and it's like purples and orange and blue, and it totally looks like a Monet, like a watercolor, you know. And there's 3 skeins of those, so that's 490 yards. So it's like 1,400 yards almost, 1,500 yards almost, 1,470. I can totally make a sweater out of this, like definitely make a sweater out of this. So cool, and I love the color, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that one. I have so that was one of the packages that I got in there. And then I got these three also on her 100% superwash merino base. Oh my gosh. And this one is called Birthday Confetti, and it's got like lime green and black and some pink and yellows. And I have 3 skeins of this. And I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but oh my gosh, so great. So overwhelmed with how much she sent me. It was just like crazy. So I texted her because I had completely forgot that there was a grand prize going on with this month giveaway thing, this month club thing that I purchased, and to have that come in and be so, you know, so amazing. It was just very overwhelming and very exciting. And that's not all. She sent one other package. This one is a single skein and then some minis. So the single skein, oh my gosh, and I love all the colors. The colors are all great. This is her Stitches 2018 colorway. It's like oranges and some blue and purple, and just looks so cool. Very, very cool. And that's on her 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon base. And then she sent me like this 4-pack of minis, which I think this one is Butterbeer Nightshade, Malikaliki Maka, I think, and Cozy and Cozy Comfort, maybe? Cozy and I don't know what that word is. I can't read it very well. Cozy something. But, oh my gosh, so cute, so fun. If you guys don't follow her, you should check her out on Instagram. She has an Etsy shop. It is Clark and Elle. Let's see, she's got it covered up here. Yeah, it's just Clark and Elle, and so amazing. Like, thank you so much. It was awesome. And these are hand dyed in Ohio. So I was so excited. I could not even believe how much, how generous she was with her gift. That was so great. So I might keep all of them. I might put together a giveaway. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do, but I have lots that I can work with, so I'm very excited about that. I was thinking actually of doing this sweater in the birthday confetti one because it's not super duper speckled, to kind of retest it, make another one so that I can kind of see how the pattern works up. So I might do that. I was also thinking one of them might be cool as a base for like a Sunset Highway or something. I don't know. It's too much good stuff. Crazy. That is kind of the gist of it. That's mostly the knitting stuff that's been going on in my life. I do have some personal stuff. I can tell you guys a little bit about what's happening at the home front here. I was a good girl and went and did all of my exams and stuff, you know, all those ladies' exams you need to do for preventative care, mammograms and whatnot. So now that I'm in my 40s, that's going to become a regular thing. Definitely recommend everybody go get themselves checked out because it's super important. Even if you feel healthy, just make sure that you're, you know, going in for those annual exams. Even you guys out there too who are watching as well, get your prostate checked, do your colonoscopies, like all those not so fun things that we want to do. So important for the health and wellness of our bodies. And everything came back clear, so I'm good to go. Also did our vision check with the family recently. We all go to the same eye doctor, and I love our eye doctor. They're amazing. Dylan, my youngest son, his vision is progressing though too quickly. Like it's worsening more quickly than the doctor would like. And I think normal progression can be anywhere from like a 0 to a 0.5 change over a year. His, anything above 0.5 is too fast. Like, they don't want your eyes changing that quickly. The worse your eyes get, the doctor said, as you get old, like the worse your vision is, the more likely you are to have like macular degeneration or glaucoma and stuff in the future. So he's wanting to slow the progression of Dylan's myopathy, which is the nearsightedness. So there's a couple different things that we talked about doing. One of them is like atropine eye drops, which I didn't want to do. My husband didn't want to do. Atropine is a medication that dilates the eyes, but it has a lot of systemic effects. Systemic effects are effects that get into your body, and like side effects that happen throughout your system. So we didn't want to go that route. Plus, it dilates your eyes. You're light sensitive. You kind of have to wear glasses, for like sunglasses all the time. But by dilating your pupils, your eyes don't have to work that hard, and your vision doesn't change that much. So that's the theory behind it. And it's supposed to work fairly well, like decrease progression by about 50%. 50-some% maybe, I can't remember. But that wasn't really an option for us. Then there was these, I can't remember the name of the terminology, but it was like a contact lens, a hard contact lens that you could wear at night, kind of like a retainer on your teeth, but you put them in your eyes at night, and they actually like squish your corneas and move out like epithelial cells and things like that, and change the shape of your eye to the point where when you take them out in the morning, you can actually see without contacts, without glasses, for the majority of the day. And as the day gets on, I guess the vision kind of starts to regress a little bit. And then the more you wear them, sometimes you can get longer length out of that no contact or no glasses time frame. However, you have to wear these hard contact lenses at night while you're sleeping. And I don't know about you, if any of you have ever had hard contact lenses, getting used to hard contact lenses is ridiculous. They're uncomfortable. And Dylan is one of those kids that already freaks out if you get like an eyelash in his eye and it hurts, you know. So I could not see him being okay with that option. So that option was off the table right away. One of the other options was standard bifocal lenses, where, you know, line down the middle of the bifocal, you've got your up close vision on the bottom and your far away vision on the top, and you literally have a line, like, you know, we think of old man glasses. And that, you know, while that's an option, I think the decrease in the progression of the disease was maybe like 40% with the bifocal lenses. But I mean, socially, that might be hard for him. People, you know, you're wearing old grandpa glasses or granny glasses, and he's in a pretty safe environment in the school that he's in, but you know, so it was an option, but we weren't sure that he'd want to go there. So that was one of the ones that Matt and I were okay with. And then there was progressive lenses, which are like a digital lens they talk about, where I don't know exactly how they work, but they do have like the far away to the near, you know, close up. There's no line. Oh, I've got like fuzz on my face. There's no line, but they're not as effective, the progressive lenses. They look just like regular glasses, but they're not as effective at decreasing the progression of the disease. They maybe work about 27 to 30% of reducing the progression of the disease. So that was an option. And then soft contact lenses that are special soft contact lenses, not like traditional soft contact lenses like what I wear, but they actually have clear vision in the straightaway, and then on the peripheral of the contact, it actually blurs the vision. And I guess by doing that, it tricks your eye and prevents the retina from, you know, changing too much. And that was kind of a cool option. I think you get about 50% decrease in progression of the disease. So we presented kind of all those options to Dylan with the doctor and stuff, and Dylan wanted to go with the soft contacts, so I was kind of excited for him. He got his soft contacts Saturday. So this is the first day he's been wearing them at school. The Saturday before was when we went to the eye doctor, and the eye doctor gave him homework, and he was supposed to like touch his eye, you know, and get used to touching your eye. So he'd make sure, you know, he'd wash his hands, and a couple times a day he would touch different parts of his eyes with his fingers after washing his hands, just to kind of get used to the fact that, like, I'm not going to blink, you know, when my finger comes toward my eye. And so he was really excited about that. He's been telling everybody about how he's going to get contacts, and he's been wearing them for the past couple days. So I'm really proud of him, because change for him is really hard. And if something isn't comfortable or if something doesn't work right, it's a fight the whole time. And so I think it was good of the doctor to kind of like give him these options, and the doctor was great with discussing things and the rationale behind it. And so I love our eye doctor so much. So we're pretty happy about that. He's pretty happy about that. We'll kind of see. He's still having a little bit of difficulty like getting them in the morning, because it's only been a couple days. But he can take them out, no problem, at night. And, you know, yeah, he's been asking lots of questions of Dad and I, because we both wear contacts. Just like, you know, what happens if you get an eye infection? You know, do you still wear your contacts? And what happens if, you know, you fall asleep in your contact lenses? Just all these questions he has. And it's really just exciting to see him so, you know, on board with all of what's going on. So we're super happy. He looks happy, and you know, with basketball and the different sports he wants to play, he won't have to worry about getting hit, you know, and breaking his glass frame or anything like that. So that was kind of cool for him. We have we're going on a little trip here in a couple weeks up to Spokane, which is where my husband went to school. He went to Gonzaga. There is a pharmacy continuing education program that we're going to go to, but we're renting a house, and it's like the first weekend of spring break, and we're going to rent a house for the weekend and just hang out in Spokane. I mean, I don't know what there is to do there, but the pharmacy thing is only happening on Sunday, so we're going to go up Friday, hang out Saturday, probably take the kids around the Gonzaga campus and walk around and show them where Dad went to school and stuff, and then, you know, do our thing on Sunday. Matt's mom's coming with us, so she's going to hang out with the boys, and they'll probably just like play Pokemon Go or something all day long and walk around the park and stuff. And hopefully the weather will be nice. We'll have to see. But yeah, that's what we're doing for spring break. So nothing super exciting, but it is coming up. And yeah, I've got some plans for the future. Lots of knitting plans in my brain going on too. So that's pretty much it, guys. Give you the little recap of what's been happening in the last couple weeks. Thanks so much for hanging out and checking out the channel. I appreciate it. If you like it, subscribe. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.